The one that I'm talking about is the day of judgment. Do you realize? It's not talking about a festival.
No, people are saying that he will come back during that festival, because during that festival it's considered you don't know the day or the hour because there's an eclipse that blocks the...
There was, in the 5th century BC, we know from astronomical data that there was invisible in Palestine at that time a total eclipse of the sun, followed as so often happens when the moon...
I'm sorry, we are talking about the last hour and the last day.
That, saying he's coming back during the time where you don't know the day or the hour.
So you're saying Jesus doesn't know that day and hour? Or does he know? That is the question I'm asking. Okay, let me repeat the question again. Does Jesus know that day and that hour, or does he not?
Yes, I believe he does.
So why did he say he didn't know in that
because
passage?
He's referencing he's coming back during the time where nobody knows the day or the hour. During that festival where nobody knows the day or the hour.
No, but you just said Jesus knows. Forget about it. No. You're talking about someone else. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Did Jesus Christ know the day and hour? That day and that hour,
no, he didn't.
Which is the last day. Thank you very much.
Part of the incarnation.
That's okay. So basically, the Father is the only one who knows.
Through the text, that might help.
Yeah, go on.
Was it Mark 13?
13:32. There's nothing about any eclipse or anything.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the one I'm talking about.
So if you just talk it through us kind of clause by clause, that might help. NRSV.
Which one have you got? The same one?
Just a second.
Probably NIV.
I think they all more or less say the same. Even the KJV says the same.
You guys can continue talking.
So do you agree that Jesus did not last day and hour?
5th century BC.
Because I think you both agree.
As so often happens when the moon's in that orbit,
not clear
2
what
weeks
you're
later,
talking
total eclipse of the moon. The prophet Joel was alive at that time. Ancients didn't know what caused eclipses, so Joel wrote about the sun being turned to darkness and the moon to blood.
But we're not talking about that.
You see a total eclipse of the moon. And that's where the Jewish talk about no one knows the day or the hour.
We are not talking about any eclipses.
That was what happened in the first
The
century.
Pharisees asked the question to Jesus with regards to the last day and the last hour. It's not about any eclipse. It is about the day of judgment. And every commentator, as far as I know,
The context of Mark 13, this is the apocalyptic discourse. This is all about. Well, actually, that's a bit tricky. Some say this is about the end of all history. Some say this is kind of a traumatic time before AD 70, the destruction of the temple. So,
well, regardless, the point is Jesus didn't know.
Some say both.
And only the Father knew. So if he's talking about an eclipse, it's talking about the destruction of the temple, or it's talking about the last day and last hour, the point remains, Jesus did not know. And Jesus is supposed to be 100% God. When you're 100% God, I expect him to be omniscient. I expect him to be all-knowing. I don't expect him to come and tell people I didn't know certain things. Because as far as I know, God is always being omniscient. God doesn't change his nature from all-knowing to an ignorant God, or from immortal to becoming immortal. God is not like that. God does not change his nature.
Well, I'll answer that. As part of the mystery of the incarnation, Jesus forewent divine knowledge.
During that festival,
He became a man and forewent divine knowledge.
I think she's trying to figure out the last day and last hour.
We don't know. It can come anytime.
He's coming back.
Why didn't you read it? Why didn't you read the passage? It's much easier that way.
there are two reasons why I'm not quite convinced. One is that he doesn't say he's coming during the time. The context isn't him coming at that moment, is it?
It's about the last day and the last hour.
Oh, it could be later on. Yeah. But the fact, the chapter as a whole doesn't seem to be speaking about a Jewish festival.
Yeah.
Unless...
He's referencing the time where, saying that he doesn't know the day or the hour. The time in history where people consider they don't know the day or the hour is during that festival.
No, but that's
Could
the
the festival
Jewish
you're
people.
talking about, could that be the culmination of the period of tribulation that I was talking about? So maybe there'll be tribulation, which is what a lot of Mark 13 is about. At the end of that, he's going to come back during this festival.
Yeah.
That could work, maybe.
No, but look, regardless of what it is, whether you talk about the festival or you talk about a certain eclipse, the point remains, if he's 100% God, he should know.
He does know. He's saying...
Well, unless he's telling lies over there, he says he doesn't know.
Well, he says
the sun doesn't know.
know. About that day or hour, no one knows. Neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father.
Because nobody knew the hour of that day. During that festival, you don't know the day or the
No,
hour.
but we're talking about God.
When no one knows the
We're
day
talking
or the
about
hour.
Jesus.
So Jesus himself doesn't know when he's coming back.
Exactly.
the issue still.
Yes, yes.
No, I see what you're saying. But the fact is, the text still says it's not just that people don't know the day or the hour; it's the Son does not know the day or the hour. So if you're saying this is about maybe Jesus coming back or about this festival, either way, Jesus doesn't know about his coming back or doesn't know about the festival.
You see,
We hear what you're saying about the festival.
as far as I'm
Because
concerned,
he
God is
doesn't-
supposed to know everything.
Nobody knows what the hour was during that festival. So
Does Jesus know that? Does Jesus know that hour?
there was no, like, they didn't have a way to just look at a watch and know what hour it was back in that festival.
but
He
God
didn't
should know,
have a
right?
watch
So-
back then. And if
God
it-
doesn't
if
need
it
a watch.
wasn't the sun to be
So
able to
is
tell you
Jesus
what
making a
time
very
that day
is Jesus making a mundane statement about no one knows the time because timekeeping is very inefficient in the ancient world? Because if that's what he's saying, what's the point in saying that? It's obvious.
Because then he's pointing to that festival saying this is when I'm coming back because I'm coming back when nobody knows.
Let me
the
put it this
hour.
way: if he's coming back at this time period, which is fairly ill-defined, but it still takes place in like a day or a week or something, it doesn't matter the precise time. The point is he's still coming back then. Why would he make such a point? It's like saying I'm coming at either 2:30 or 3. No one knows when. It doesn't really matter when. No one cares. Why bother pointing it out? You see what I mean?
All we know
So
is
the lack of precision isn't worth pointing out.
the point is Jesus himself didn't know when he's coming back. He's supposed to be God. Yes? So God is supposed by definition, God is supposed to be all-knowing. And Jesus did not know. That is the point I'm trying to raise
And you
here.
believe in Jesus, and that's
Well, you can believe either the text is not telling the truth or you're not telling the truth. One of them, because both are contradictory. You can't have both of them saying that this is the truth. Because if you're saying he knew the hour, then Jesus is either lying.
through the hour saying he's coming back during that period of time in a festival where it's called the period.
Those are
they
your
don't know
words.
the day
That's
or
not in the
hour.
text. I'm sorry. That's your words.
When is this festival?
You're reading
gonna be?
into the
Is it in the
text.
future?
It happens every year
Okay, so
And they
Jesus
should
could come
know?
back any year, but during this time.
during this time period in that festival. Yes.
So you're saying the Jews didn't know when the festival is going to happen?
No, it happens every single year, but it's every single year. It's considered, yeah, it's Rosh Hashanah. It's they consider it the time where no one knows the hour. And so if Jesus didn't know the hour, he's coming back during that time where nobody knows the hour.
Okay,
during this festival.
let me ask you this question. If it happens every year,
That actually eclipses.
wait a minute, if it happens every year, why did the Pharisees ask him about the last day and the last hour?
Because he can come back and make that festival that happens every year the last one.
Oh, so so you're saying Jesus didn't even know that? The next year is not going to be the last one. It's getting even worse. I'm sorry to say this, but look, if the next year, if the next festival,
Now, yeah.
but Richard, if the next festival is going to be the last one, which it wasn't, and we knew it's 2,000 years have elapsed since. So Jesus did know two things. A, he didn't know when the festival was, and he got the fact wrong that the next one is going to be the last one.
He wasn't saying the next one. He says he's coming back in the future. He's coming back during that
It's
festival.
like saying I'm going to come back on a certain January the 1st.
I see.
We don't know which one,
We don't know
but
which one,
when,
exactly.
whichever year it is, that is going to be the day.
Okay, so the point still remains. He didn't know that.
He doesn't clarify whether he knows it or not. That's just not the point. In fact, he does know the day of the year he's coming. The fact he doesn't comment on
Oh,
the
wait,
year,
wait,
he
wait.
doesn't know it.
You're saying he knows the year when it's coming?
No, my point is, he is specifying whatever year he is coming on this day. Now, Jesus may not comment on whether or not he knows
No.
which year
Jesus
it is.
clearly
That's not
states,
the point of this
no one
discussion.
knows the hour. Yes, not the angels, not the sun. Which is very clear. Okay, even if you say it is one of those annual festivals they have, yes, and he will be coming at the last one of that, is it right? Because it's right so far?
Yeah, when he comes to that.
Well, it'll be the last one because they asked him a specific question.
Yeah.
When is the last day and the last hour? So if it happens to be one of those last festivals of the Jewish calendar, yes, he didn't know that either. That is the point I'm raising here.
Only the Father knows.
There's no point in Jesus telling something of such significance, yes, by saying that no one knows, not the angels, not me, except the Father. And I'm going to extend this a bit more, because when he says not the Father, that also excludes the Holy Spirit.
Let's ask this. Whatever is meant by day or hour, what do you think is the point of the people being mentioned? So putting aside the first clause, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. What's the point of saying that, do you think?
I have to think about that for a second.
You see, there's some significance. That's why he said that. And this is also in Matthew, I believe, the same passage.
I think it's in all three.
So you got two Gospels referring to the same thing, and it has to be of significance. And if Jesus himself claims that he doesn't know, which clearly proves that he's not omniscient, he's not all-knowing. Well, why would you disagree, Richard? Give me a good reason. Go on.
Because as I said, Christians, and it's kind of Orthodox Christianity, we believe Christ has two natures. He's got a human nature, he's got a divine nature. And in it's quite possible that the divinity is always omniscient, that the omniscience is not always necessarily communicated or transferred or exercised by the human part. I see no problem with that.
So are you now appealing to Nestorianism?
I am saying that in some way Christ has two natures.
Are you appealing to Nestorianism?
It's not only Nestorian, was it Nestorianism, Cyril? The issue is not having two natures. Cyril agreed that there were two natures. The question is how the two natures combine. That's the Nestorian heresy.
But if you're talking about a hypothetical union, yes, you cannot separate the two. And as an Orthodox Christian, as a Christian who's basically not believing in heresies like the Nestorians did, because they actually believed that the human and the divine were basically two persons, and they were somehow in one. Okay. Yes. So if you're talking about some heresy, which I think most of the Christians will not appeal to, then yes, you got a point. But if you're going to say that, oh, they were not communicating well, the human and the divine, what is the point of the hypostatic union? I really don't see the point. Who died on the cross? Both of them or one of them?
So I misunderstood what you're saying. You are making a good point. Yeah, I'm quite happy to say maybe I am a Nestorian, maybe I'm a heretic.
Okay, so there's a heresy. And if you're going to appeal to that, then maybe you'll have to take up with whoever is the priest.
I will just say one thing, because I spent 1 or 2 terms studying patristics, and to clearly say this is what the issue is about, or this is what Nestorius said, or this is what Cyril said, is incredibly complicated.
It is.
So I would be very reluctant to say. Yeah, I'd be very reluctant to say.
You know how we can actually simplify this? By asking you the question, who died on the cross? From the three, from the Father, from the Son, and from the Holy Spirit, who died on the cross? Because the one who's human.
So the Son, when he was incarnated in himself, he took on flesh. That's what died. It's the human body that died.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is God mortal or immortal? Based on the Bible. Immortal means he's not subject to death.
Just because you die, your spirit still lives on.
No, but same.
When you die, you believe that your spirit
Yeah, but you see, the difference is God says that he alone is immortal, no one else is. So when you die, okay, the only thing difference between the way you die and the way Jesus died is the method or the way you will die. Yes? I mean, I hope you die a peaceful death. We all will die one day, yes? But Jesus did not die a peaceful death based on the Bible. Yes? So what is death? Death is just a separation of the soul from the body. That is what death is. And this kind of death does not apply to God the Father. God the Father has always been immortal. We do not have any objection with that. The only objection I have is if you're going to insist that Jesus Christ is fully God, then I expect him to have the same attributes as God the Father. Because according to you guys, sorry, when I say you guys, I mean the Christians, according to the Trinitarians, God the Father and God the Son and God the Holy Spirit are one being. So if this one being, one of them is immortal, the other is mortal. One of them is all-knowing, the other is ignorant. It's a clear difference in the nature and essence of God here.
You could say that. Different example.
Well, let us say it. What do you think of that question?
Well, I mean, I presume, well, at least I would say, maybe you want to say it
Senator
assume.
Bush, very much so.
But yeah, the death, I mean, you'd have to define what is meant by death. You said separation of soul from the body.
Do you agree with that?
But could you not say that the immortality of Christ never dies? It's only the humanity that dies. And because of the communication of idioms,
no. What do you mean?
One nature is attributed in speech to the other, but maybe not in true reality.
What do you understand by the humanity? Can you elaborate on that?
Okay, so with all of these issues, I say let's define it as loosely as possible, because then you avoid a lot of these problems. You don't
Absolutely, that's the reason I'm
So I
asking.
say, when Jesus died on the cross, what I mean by that is, his heart stopped beating, the body stopped functioning. From a human observable perspective, he was dead. What happened to his soul, spirit, and body? I don't know. I'm terrible with all that kind of stuff.
Fair enough.